Alright guys, so now we're going to do the third exercise, which is the footstool. So again, we're going to do like we've done before. We'll do the reset file if it's your first time opening it. Share it. There we go. And then afterwards, what we're going to do next is we're going to set the units. Units. And from the units, we're going to go and we're going to type in US standard and we're going to go decimal inches. So it's perfect. Press OK. And then like we've done before, we're going to set up our grids, home grids. We could go back and set our major grid spacing, well not the major, just the grid spacing to 3, the major line to 4, sorry, and the perspective one to 10. And again, like always, just do it to all viewports so it all updates in every viewport. Press OK, and then we do File, Save As for the first time. Unit 3, we're going to call this one foot dash stool dash finish. Hit save. And there you go, we have it starting. So we have the first one. If you do File, Save again, you notice it gets a 0, 1, so we know it's working. Now we're going to start to create the stool itself. So in the Create panel, like we've done before, we're going to go choose Extended Primitives, which is right over here from the list. We're going to open it up and do Extended. From there, we're going to go down the list and look for chamfer box, right over here. From there, we're going to go and we're going to create one in the top view. Like we did before, you could draw it then modify it, or you could just go type it in right away. The length is going to be 24.8. The width is going to be 31.5. The height is going to be 5. And the fillet is going to be 1.2. The fillet segs at the bottom here is going to set to 5. Alright, and we can do the keyboard entry as well, so we have the same length. Length is going to be 24.8. The width is going to be 31.5. The height is going to be 5, and again, fillet 1.2. Why am I doing this? So it's in the center of the actual square. Then we go back to the modify. Same thing, you could have done it first, then modified it, whatever you like. And we're going to rename this box Base Geo. Perfect. Now we're going to go look at it. Let's go check the 3D views. And now we see it centered among all three. Remember, if you click here, it zoom extends on all selected views. To remove the grids, just type in G. You can leave it on if you like, or you can turn it off. Really up to you. You can make this smaller. However, it's easier for you. Custom it to that way. So if you didn't do it from the origin like I had done it before, what I ask you to do now is click on the actual box, press F12, or like we saw before, right click on the move option and make sure it says 0, 0, 0, so it goes back to the origin. Now we're going to go back to a perspective view, again the yellow, make it bigger, and we're going to shift drag it up the Z axis about 5 units, so just an estimate. So we go up on the Z, hold shift, and we go, see there it says 1, 2, and we go just the closest possible to 5. Right here it's telling us that we're going at 5. Okay, everybody's okay so far? In the clone option, you're going to use the copy button, and then we're going to name this name of it Seat Geo as well, and press OK. So now we have the two of them put together. Now that we have the second one, which is called again CGO, we're going to go to the modifier, like so, and we're going to set the perimeters a little bit different. We're going to change the height of this one here to 8, and the fillet we're going to put it at 0.72, so it gets it a little bit thicker. And the fillet segs at the bottom, we're going to put it to 3. Now that we have that, we're gonna go and continue. Hit save just to be safe, we don't lose nothing. Or Control S. So now if we rotate it, oops, you notice that we have, it's actually pretty good how we have it. But we might have a little bit of a gap, so what can we do? We could align it. Click the base, go Tools, Align, click the top one, and just make sure we have it along the Z axis, not the Y. And we go to the min, max. No, we did the wrong way. It should actually be the min and the max at the bottom, so we know that they're actually touching each other. So now we know that there's no more space in between them. They're actually on top of each other by using the Align tool. Once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create another piece. So we're going to go back to the Create option. We're going to go click over here and go back to Extend it again. And we're going to go from the drop down list. We're going to go, which one is it again? So from here, my bad, we're going to look for, I am looking for oil tank. It's right over here. We're going to go click on the oil tank. Again, make sure that we're in the top view. Activate. Go to oil tank. From here now, we're going to do like we did before, where we could just create the tank and then move it, or we could adjust it right now by just opening up the keyboard entry so it's in the middle, and we could type in our radius as 1.1. Our height's going to be 5. Sides, which should be okay there. And now here we're going to adjust the other one. We're going to go by the radius. The perimeter, the radius is going to be 1.1. Height is 5. For sides, we're going to type in 5 sides. Sorry, height to 5. There we go. And size is 25, my bad. 25. And the cap height, which is over here, we're going to set it to 0.9. As well as on this one here, we're going to put 0.9. This way I know it's actually done. Press Create. It's in the middle. Go back to Modify, and we're going to rename it Leg Geo. Okay, we're going to press OK. And let's go look at our 3 views again. And now I have the leg for the actual sofa. So now we're just going to align the legs into the 4 corners as best as we can. And we're going to, once we do one, we're going to make a copy or mirror, copy them to all the 4 corners. So technically we could do one here, and then copy them to the other side or mirror them however you please. So let's go use the Align tool. So again, we're going to take the base. We're going to go press Tools, Align. Nope, we did the wrong one. We're supposed to click the legs first. So click the leg, Tools, Align to the base. We're going to move it along. Oops. We're going to make sure we're in the right view. So we're going to go to the top view. Right? And we're going to double check now if it's correct. We're going to go Tools, Align with this piece over here, which is the base. Okay? And again, we're going to move it along the X and the Y, like so. And we're going to do the pivot point, which brings us back to the middle. So we got to see which, not this one. Let's go back to the center. Let's go if we do pivot point, or we do, so again, we could try it out a bit to see which is the one that works best. So if we look again, let's try minimum and max. Throws in that corner. If we do min, it throws it into the corner, not exactly in the middle, but now we could place it so it actually goes in. So we press apply. Now we could grab that same leg. This is, we're doing it by eye again. So we're going to use the move tool now. Grab the leg. We're going to move it in the left view. We're going to move it. Oops, I moved the whole piece. Undo that. Let's maximize that. Let's move the leg like so, just to here, and let's move it down like so. We can move it to this line here, whichever one you feel looks good. Then I could do the same one, hold the shift copy, and move it all the way back to the other side. Just again, this is just for a look. Call it leg 02. Open up my 4 views. And now I have the 2 legs over here. But again, if I look here, it looks like they're kind of touching through the piece. So I can adjust it back in my top view. I'll click leg 1 and 2, and I will drag them a little bit more in so it doesn't really affect much. So I'm going to keep as close as possible, like so. Now I'm going to do the shift copy. I'm going to maximize this view. Shift copy to the other side, like so. Call it leg 3, 4. 3, 4. And now if I go to the 3D view, let's do clay again. You notice that it looks pretty good. All that's left for us to do is to do like we've done in the previous ones. Select everything together, do group, and we could call this, again, we're going to call it the footstool. Press save, do files, save again, and then you can do file save as, and call it finished once it's done. Replace it, and there you go. Like that, we've made ourselves the footstool, and it's completed. If I go rotate around so you can see it, you see it goes in perfectly. It doesn't make too much of a difference if it's going in. Just make it so it's not sticking out. As you could see, when I did it in the top view, let's do invisible again. Maximize. You see what I did is I just made it so it's within these radiuses over here. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. If I want to make it, I could go back here, move them over, open the group, move them over, and so forth. But it's okay for what we're doing. This is fine. Again, thank you so much, and I'll be posting the next video very soon.